Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Triple R Ryan's Real Reactions, and today we are watching some Bailey Sarian and her video on Jodi Arias. This has been highly requested. You guys really wanted me to dive into Jodi's stuff, so I figured, hey, let's do it with a mystery and makeup video from Bailey. The last video I posted reacting to Bailey's video on Casey and Anthony did incredible. Thank you to everyone who stuck around and subscribed from that video. So we're going to do many, many more of Bailey's videos.
This week, we got another one, okay? This one's always requested, and that is Jodi Arias. You know,
As often and as always, I don't know anything about these cases when I go into them. That's the point, for me to learn as I go. So before you're like, how do you not know anything? It's a reaction channel, okay? These are real reactions. And I am, this is the point. You get to learn. If you've already watched this video, you get to rewatch it with a new perspective of mine.
know her? Well, let me tell you, she's crazy. She's different. Great. Glad we had this talk. And that's the story. Okay. But before we jump into Jodi's crazy ass, we do have a sponsor for...
All right, I'll skip, but good job, HelloFresh. Bailey does good work. Also, it is exciting for me to be able to see her makeup just go over time here, and it's always mind-blowing.
Because without you, I wouldn't base. I do leave it down in the description box down below. Story. So first we're going to start with Travis Alexander. So Travis was born July 29th.
Looks like he works on Wall Street.
1977. And growing up, Travis said that his life was pretty rough. He was one of 8 siblings, and his parents were both meth addicts. They would leave the kids to pretty much fend for themselves most of the times. Travis remembered his mom sleeping for like...
So I didn't really say the title of this video. Let me see the full title. Love, Lies, and Lust. What Really Happened with Jodi Arias. Mystery and Makeup, Bailey Sarian. This has 12 million views, almost 300,000 likes, and 4 years ago this was posted on YouTube. Now, if you're like, Ryan, why don't you subscribe on this channel? I subscribe to all these channels on my true crime channel, Triple R. I have this on my YouTube channel where I watch on YouTube Premium, so I have no ads for you guys.
Like 4 days straight, and the kids tried their best to make dinner with what was left in the kitchen, which was like nothing more than canned soup or spoiled food. So as Travis got older, he knew like his only option to saving himself was to get out of there. So he pretty much moved away to Riverside, California to live with his grandmother.
That's not far from me.
Grandmother, she took him in. She was Mormon, and she introduced him to her faith. Now, Travis took his new faith very seriously.
Whenever I was younger and I heard someone say that they were Mormon, I thought that they were saying they're a moron, and I would be like, oh, don't say that. And they probably were like, why would you not like my, it's just a religion. I was like 9 or 10 if ever I heard that. So I have now realized that they're just saying Mormon.
He went to church consistently and was dedicated to his new religion. Even as he grew up and gained his own independence, he was still very loyal. So when Travis graduated high school, that's when he went on a mission with his church, which is kind of like a rite of passage. After that, he then moved to Mesa, Arizona, because it was known for its Mormon faith-based community.
I thought we were going to go to Utah, like good old Ruby Frankie and Jodi Hildebrandt.
Arizona, it's located pretty close to Phoenix and is a good size. It's a good size city with like a warm desert climate. Not even warm, it's hot as balls out there. Don't even lie. I don't know how you guys do it out there. You guys are wild. Which honestly, that was new for me. I didn't know Mesa, Arizona was like Mormon based. So reading that, I was like, oh, good to know. I don't know why, but I didn't know that. Fun fact. So then Travis got a job with Prepaid Legal Services, which was a multi-level marketing company now known as Legal Shield. Multi-level marketing or direct selling is massive in the Mormon community. They're often called, pyramid schemes.
Everybody has had one of their friends try to sell them like vitamins or like energy drinks or supplements or something when they were growing up. And if I have a decent amount of ladies watching, probably some sort of makeup pyramid scheme or something, but I've always just had friends that would be like, hey man, you interested in these protein energy gummies? Like, nah bro, I'm good, bro. I'll stick with my Scooby snacks.
and not really known for being the most legit way to do business. So Travis is working there, and he also found a passion as a motivational speaker. So sharing his story and his struggles with others who have maybe gone through the same thing as him, his rough upbringing. He beat the odds. He broke the cycle.
I'm gonna guess that this guy passed away because this just seems like it's setting up to that because it feels like it's gonna happen.
Got away from drugs as a kid. Like that's great, and he just wanted to share that story. I support that. Who wouldn't? He was also writing a book about everything that he had been through called Raising Me, and also worked on a blog where he was sharing his story, his thoughts, all that.
Why I want to marry a gold digger. Okay. God bless him. Sunday, May 18th, 2008. That's almost a little over a month before I graduated high school because I'm old.
Stuff. Now, at the age of 29, Travis was pretty successful. He was good looking. He had a lot of friends. He loved making people laugh and was known to be quite a flirt. With his work success, he was able to buy his own home.
Nice.
And he also rented.
Can't do that in 2025. I'm stuck renting forever. All right. No, not forever, but okay.
Out 2 rooms to his friends, and also had a little black pug named Napoleon.
Love pugs.
I mean, things just seem to be going really well for Travis.
Pugs always sound like they have asthma and the flu combined, but I love them. Anytime you're around a pug, I always hear. Slept over at my friend's house once when I was younger. They had a pug. It slept right next to me on the couch, and it sounded like there was a hurricane happening just from the.
Now we are going to talk a little bit about Jodi, who is the other
There's Jodi.
Player in this story, the killer, let's just say it, because she is. Now, Jodi. So Jodi was born July 9th, 1980 in Salinas, California. Now, she was the oldest of 3, and there's really not much said about her upbringing. It seemed somewhat normal. In middle school, her parents discovered that she was attempting.
She got them middle school bangs right there. That was a staple when I was growing up. Also, maybe the name Jodi, and I'm sorry to anybody watching this name Jodi, but so far, I mean, 0 for 2 with Jodi Hildebrandt and Jodi Arias.
To grow weed in some Tupperware, and she was storing it on their roof. Her parents come across this. They find
Storing the weed on the roof.
it, right? So her parents then are like, okay, we're going to search your room because we need to see what else you got. You got the devil's lettuce? Not today. They go through her room, and Jodi said that they were invading her personal space, and she just felt like the trust between them was completely broken. Jodi would write in her diary a lot, saying how her parents completely violated her space. But it's like, babe, you're in middle school,
You're growing drugs in middle school and hiding it on their roof. I mean, I don't know about invading anything.
growing weed, like, what do you expect? And I mean, that was like one thing about her upbringing. I'm laughing because it's like her parents seemed to try. They tried, and I don't know where it went wrong. So when Jodi was in high school, the family moved to a new town, and Jodi
Still got them bangs.
would write in her diary how she felt like really out of place, like she didn't belong there. She seemed very upset and very alone, like she really didn't have anyone to talk to. I think this may be way too dark. Whoopsie daisy.
I believe that's Contour. Am I correct?
So her parents described her as being intelligent but strange. Her father would say that they thought perhaps maybe Jodi was bipolar because she would be fine one second and then the next second she would fly into a fit of rage. Her dad said that Jodi was very verbally abusive towards her mother, but was the kind of person that never took responsibility for her actions. There seemed to be like some kind of tension going on between Jodi and her parents. She was hard to understand, but they seemed like they tried their best to raise her. So in high school, this is when Jodi was introduced to photography, and she found just a new love. She enjoyed taking photos and would take them at any chance she could. Now, when
anybody who's been through a photography phase, when you get that first DSLR, you get that first little point and click camera, and there's some Christmas lights. I'll tell you something about Christmas lights. We've all of us photographers back in the day all took that photo of Christmas lights and thought it was artsy, and thought we were the first person in the world to get a nice little blurry shot of a background with Christmas lights in the foreground.
In 2004, she moved down to Palm Desert, California, with a boyfriend that she had been seeing at the time. The couple, they had moved into a home together, and Jodi was still doing photography, but she also got a job working as a saleswoman for a place called Legal Shield.
Oh, boy. Not good.
The prepaid legal service that Travis
Not
also
good.
worked
Travis,
for.
run.
So September
Leave,
2006, Legal Shield was holding a work conference in Las Vegas where they had a bunch of their employees come out, travel expenses covered. Great. Go to Vegas, all paid?
Free trip to Vegas?
Don't gotta tell me twice. So at this convention, they would meet different team members. They would attend different speaking events, get motivated to sell, you know. So on one of the nights, there were a group of people meeting up to have dinner at the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, wow. Miss it.
Bougie.
Loved it. There were two types of kids growing up. Those that were scared of the Rainforest Cafe because of the thunder and then the monkeys and all the noises. And then there was the type of me where I was like, hell yeah, this is the life. I am in a rainforest and I am eating pizza. And that is still something to this day that I would like on the daily. But unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. And if they do, there's none around here. And it makes me sad because I'm 35 years old. I would go today. I really would. So if anyone ever wants to go, let's do it.
A group of people, including Jodi, were there. They're standing outside, kind of waiting to be called in to be seated. So then Travis walks up to the group and introduces himself. And he goes up to Jodi and he's like, "Hi, I'm Travis." And everyone who was around them said that there was an instant connection between Jodi and Travis.
Oh,
they
boy.
just really hit it off. So the whole dinner, they talked and they got to know one another. Travis seemed smitten. Friends and coworkers were excited because Travis
rocking that 1950s mob boss suit right there, with the pinstripes.
been single for a long time, and everybody was just really rooting for him to find the one that he was going to marry. So when they saw Jodi and Travis chatting it up, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, she's the one. This is so great. I'm so happy for him. I just need a little bit more concealer." Anyway, so that night, Jodi and Travis, they stayed.
Okay, concealer. I'm going to get that. I'm going to remember that. What's the point of concealer? Let me think about it. Concealing, but what is it concealing? That's the question. Somebody will probably answer.
Up until 4 a.m. just talking about life, religion, and everything. So the next day, Travis was telling coworkers and friends that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her and that
Wow.
Jodi was just perfect.
After one day, he wants to spend the rest of his life with her.
Only downside was that she wasn't Mormon. He couldn't be with her unless she became Mormon.
Oh,
So
wow.
once the work convention was over, Jodi and Travis, they exchanged phone numbers, but they both had to go their separate ways. Travis went back to Mesa, Arizona, and Jodi went back to Palm Desert. They did keep in contact, pretty much forming a long distance relationship. So remember how I said that Jodi was in a relationship? Yeah, she was. So
Oh,
she goes back home to her boyfriend. She ends up breaking it off with the guy. She knew it wasn't going anywhere.
okay. Well, at least she did that.
She wanted to get married. She wanted to have a family one day. And her current boyfriend was already married once before, and he did not want to do that again. So they broke up. Jodi and Travis still kept in touch, and Travis thought that maybe he
Is that not a paintbrush she's using? I'm so sorry. I get sidetracked. I mean, I don't really know too many makeup brushes. That just looks like a paintbrush. Or do they look very similar?
can introduce the Mormon religion to Jodi. So he
Okay.
gave her the Book of Mormon, and he invited her to church a couple of times. He had Mormon missionaries go out to her home, knock on the door. They're like, "Hey, do you know where you're going when you die?" Or whatever they say nowadays. Travis
Rainforest Cafe.
said that when anytime he spoke to Jodi, he would always try and sneak in, some Bible quotes, just trying to give her a good impression of.
Also, another question. Is the Book of Mormon, is it different than the Bible? Or is it the same? I'm always needing an education, and I appreciate it.
Mormon religion. He later gave her a CTR ring, which is like a purity ring. He gave her some Jesus paintings
Okay.
and their church president's biography.
Okay.
Some sources had said that Jodi, she
A little culty, but we'll keep going.
already had been taking an interest in Mormonism before meeting Travis, probably because of her job. It was like all Mormons working there. But it seems like their relationship is what really got her more involved with the church. So only 2 months later, on
It got her more in to more men.
November 26, 2006, Jodi was baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Travis was the one who baptized her, so she was in. In February of 2007, Jodi and Travis made it official.
Wow.
Still, they were living in different states, but they would call and email often. The two of them...
That's how you know it's a long time ago, when you were just emailing. Emailing used to be kind of sacred. Like, when you got to... now emails are just like junk or just like random BS from companies and things. But back, you know, back in the day, makes me feel old saying that. But y'all know, getting an email was like, ooh, an email. You've got mail. If anybody had AOL. It's been a long time since I've heard that.
They would take a lot of vacations together because they didn't live in the same place. So it just became easier to like meet at a location, spend some time together. Jodi would bring her camera.
They look happy. I'm wondering how this turns bad. I'm sure it will, obviously, or else why would this be in the video? But this is looking like it's going great.
They would take a bunch of pictures. They bought this book
happy.
that was like 1,000 places you have to see before you die. And
well, that's kind of scary because maybe Jodi did that to speed up the process.
They were going through that list and just traveling together. So over the course of their relationship, they exchanged 82,000 emails.
Wow.
And they sexted often. The couple had some hot, steamy sex, and Travis would refer to Jodi as his kryptonite. Now, in the Mormon faith,
82,000 emails is very impressive.
Having sexual relations is a big nay-nay. I mean, a big one, though. But Travis and Jodi were giving into temptation and getting all sorts of freaky. Occasionally, Jodi would bring her camera into the bedroom with the two of them, you know, for some memories.
They would vlog it.
Travis said at the time, it felt like he had a big weight on his shoulders because he knew, like, what he was doing, and he knew he shouldn't have been having sex, but he would tell people like he was almost addicted to her. So Jodi, again, she was still technically living in Palm Desert, but
okay, what's this? Let's see. She's putting on that's not eyeshadow, brow. That's a brow pen.
she would go out to Travis's house in Mesa, Arizona, and she would stay like the night at his house every so often. And friends and roommates, they were there, and they said that they just got a really weird feeling about Jodi. Not even a weird feeling. They just like didn't like her because they noticed how possessive she was over him.
Wow, she's literally wearing a shirt that says Travis Alexander's. Yeah, that would worry me. That would worry me. You know, if you want to do the thing one, thing two, okay. But that's a little...
So Travis's friends said that Jodi would literally follow him everywhere. Hold on. There we go. Jodi would follow him everywhere. Rarely was he seen alone if she was around. Travis would get up and go to the bathroom. Well, guess what? Jodi was going to the bathroom too.
That's bizarre. Absolutely not.
She would follow him, and then she would wait outside the door.
That's
She
weird.
would wait for him. Travis would be on his phone, and Jodi would be like, "Who are you talking to? What are you talking about?"
I'm already seeing where this is going. There is going to be a jealous rage that happens. I'm gonna get. Let's see how close I get. Travis ends up with another woman, and Jodi.
She would check his phone. She would check his emails. She would hack his MySpace.
Oh, no.
MySpace was a thing at this point. She would hack his MySpace.
She would put herself in the top 8.
Read his messages. It was a little much. Travis's friends, they sat him down and they were like, "Hey, we're worried about you, bud. Jodi is very possessive of you and we're just worried that she's going to hurt you." So they're telling him all this. And while speaking, they're in Travis's bedroom. Door was shut. And then another friend who was inside was like, "I bet you she's outside the door right now." And they say this like super low, like, "Go check." Travis sneaks up to the door and he opens it and ta-da! Jodi was indeed standing right outside the door listening in. And I think this was kind of like this eye-opening moment for Travis. He was like, "Oh my God, like, yeah, this is a problem." So one of Travis's...
It's basically like dating your own stalker is what that sounds like. like he has a stalker, but it's his girlfriend.
Friends pulls Jodi aside and just tells the truth. We think, you're very possessive over him, and we just don't think you two are a good fit.
Oh,
But all
gosh.
Jodi cared about was what Travis thought and if he still just wanted to be with her. It seemed, this is a personal opinion, but based off like the interviews and stuff I watched, it seemed like Jodi didn't really care what the friends said. It doesn't matter what you guys think. What does Travis think? So Jodi went back home, and Travis told Jodi, look, it's over. Okay, it's just better
Wow.
if we're apart. Please don't contact me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I just can say this is my spidey senses are going off.
Any longer. This did not stop Jodi, okay?
Oh,
Sure did
gosh.
not. At some point, look, real talk, at some point Jodi and Travis do break up over the phone. Jodi catches Travis kind of flirting with somebody else.
Knew it.
And she breaks up with him. And then he goes crawling back to her,
Oh.
begging for her to take him back, and he even proposes to her, and she
What?
turns him down. And then they get back together, and then
Oh.
I think this happened. I couldn't exactly figure
God, that's a lot happening.
out where that took place. Was it after this or was it before this? So they break up. At least Travis thinks they broke up. That didn't stop Jodi though. She would write emails to Travis telling him that she had a stalker and that someone was following her and watching her through the windows. She said that this stalker was telling her that she should be with him, the stalker, and not with Travis because he was in a different state and he didn't deserve her. So Jodi's telling Travis this in an email that she's scared and whatnot. So Travis is a little worried about Jodi, and he tells his friends like, oh my gosh, I'm scared for her. She needs help. And then the friends kind of kick some common sense into him. They're like, no, Jodi obviously wrote this email herself.
No, it was the stalker.
Because she wants you to invite her to live with you.
Yes.
Now, this was never proven, but based off of Jodi and what she does, I believe this is probably true.
It seems like Travis had some really good friends. It also seems like he may not listen to the friends as much as he should have, but you need friends like that.
She just wanted attention.
You know what lovesick is. Sometimes you're in it so deep you don't even realize how bad things are getting.
And from Travis, she was trying to get him to invite her over to his house, anything she could. So Jodi couldn't afford her house anymore, and she had to sell it. Now, she said that Travis begged her to move to Mesa to be closer to him, but the reality was she moved about 10 minutes away from Travis and didn't even tell him.
Oh, that's terrifying. That is very scary.
No. She moved 10 minutes away from him, didn't tell him.
Wow.
Jodi, no. Jodi didn't talk to her family much. She didn't really have much of a relationship with them, but she would talk to them every so often, and she told them that she was moving to Mesa because she was planning on marrying Travis, and that's really all they knew. They never met Travis, never saw him, rarely saw her, and they were just kind of like, okay, she's getting married apparently. So after moving to Mesa, she went to go surprise him, let Travis know that she moved in,
I've also noticed about makeup, it's, I almost see makeup now as like a canvas, and your face is like the canvas, because it's almost like a painting. I know it might sound a little bit silly, I promise I'm sober. I'm not smoking anything right now. But I don't know. I'm not someone that knows a lot about makeup, but I feel like the more I watch these, it's like, there's an art form to it. It's legit like painting. It's like painting your face.
Just down.
And what's interesting is Jodi, like if you just look at a picture of Jodi Arias, like, I don't know, she looks very pretty and normal and nice, and obviously a picture doesn't do anything justice. But I'm just saying, when you look at Brian Koberger and his like 1,000-yard stare, he literally looks like a killer. Jodi looks, I don't know, sweet. Maybe that's why this is working for her.
Street. So she goes over there to his house, and she discovers that he's with another girl.
Knew it, called it, felt it.
On what seemed to be a date.
Uh-oh.
She was upset. You're probably wondering how she saw like another girl there and
She
stuff.
probably broke in.
You best believe Jodi's looking through the windows.
There you go.
Like just a full-blown creep.
No, she really was, though. So
She would keep showing up to his house unannounced. She knew the lock codes.
Oh,
Beep,
no.
bop, boop, boop, boop. Get right in.
Oh, no.
She would even break into his house
Oh, God.
through his doggy door.
First of all, she's probably real tiny. But number two, can you imagine Seeing somebody coming through your dog door, that would be like they need to put that in a horror film.
Yeah, she was not welcome. And this is what she was
Lord.
doing. So Travis said that, he would stand his ground, be very upset with Jodi, telling her to leave or to get out. And then other times he would give in and he would have her stay over for some sexual lovin'.
Travis. Come on. She's breaking into your house and you're like, yeah, I guess you're here. So let's just bang. Travis. You're thinking with the wrong head, buddy.
She knew that he would give in to her, so she kept doing it. Nobody was holding her accountable for her stupid dumb actions that were also illegal. Jodi told Travis that she didn't have a job yet and she had no money. So Travis gave her a job cleaning his house and gave her a sexy maid outfit to wear while she's doing it.
Lord,
Travis was trying to move on.
What in the world?
He found this girl through his church named Lisa that he was trying to date.
I'm sorry, but if you're trying to move on, you're not going to hire your ex-girlfriend who's breaking into your house to clean your house in a sexy maid outfit. That to me doesn't sound like moving on. That seems to me like he likes having this little thing that he can just kind of toy around with.
At least showing a lot of interest in. Jodi was keeping tabs on this new relationship.
I bet she was.
By hacking Travis's social accounts and emails, seeing the messages that the two were sharing.
She should have worked for the FBI. Forget cleaning houses. She's already hacked 3 different things. She should have just worked for the government. We could have used her.
He didn't like this, somebody coming up trying to take her man. So she decided, I'm going to start harassing Lisa. And she would do so by knocking on her house windows and doors late at night, scaring her, obviously.
That's very creepy.
That was Jodi. So one night, Lisa and Travis, they're, at Travis's house watching a movie together.
Oh, gosh.
When Travis's dog starts barking, letting them know somebody's outside.
Oh,
so
boy.
Travis, he gets up and he's like, I'm going to go investigate. So he does so. He's looking around outside. Who pops up? It's Jodi. Jodi was outside the house. She was
probably in the bushes.
Peeking through some windows. She tells him that she was there watching them sleep. He tells her to leave.
Why would you say that? I thought she was going to say, she said, hey, I was here to drop off something or oh yeah, I was just there to watch you guys sleep. Hey, that's insane to say that. And that's scary. This is scary. I'm glad I watch these during the daytime. I live alone. I don't want,
Even she does. But the next morning, Lisa got an email from someone unknown calling her a shameful whore and chastised her in the name of God. Again, there was no proof that it was Jodi, but if
let's be real.
If you use common sense and put 2 and 2 together, maybe you can connect the dots here. If Travis went to Lisa's house, he would come outside and find that his tires had been slashed.
Oh.
Jodi would write in her journal how unhappy she was and she just wanted to die. Lisa, poor Lisa, who got involved in the middle of this, she had to tap out. She was like, this is too much.
That's probably the greatest decision Lisa ever made.
I can't handle it. Somehow, Travis convinces Jodi to move back to California to live with her grandparents and figure herself out. Maybe down the line we could be friends, we can connect. Boy. Just trying to get her to just go. That's what Jodi did. She moved back to California to live with her grandparents. So once Jodi left, Travis was relieved and just happy that Jodi was gone. Jodi was working as a waitress at a restaurant that her parents had owned, which allowed her time to focus on her true passion, which was photography. And she also tried to meet potential partners. She would end up meeting a man named Ryan. Now,
why is it always Orion? It's not me, so don't even think about it. Okay? I don't know this woman.
Now, Ryan also
this is scary now.
Worked for the company Legal Shield as
See?
well. She just thought, that he was extremely good looking. He was
Maybe it is me. I'm kidding.
also Mormon. He seemed very successful, but he lived in Utah. The two of
There's Utah.
them, though, they would chat and keep in touch through MySpace, I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure there, but I'm pretty sure it was MySpace. But I do know that they were speaking and they were planning on meeting sometime soon. Travis, luckily, had moved on, and in February of 2008, he met a woman at the LSD singles night. Whoa.
LSD? Or is that the church and not the drug?
LDS.
Thank you. I was going to say, there's a big difference between LSD and LDS. Although both might make you hallucinate.
I am so sorry. Sometimes I get the two of them mixed. LDS, Mormon Singles Night. They have singles night? How fun.
Okay.
But he met this woman named Mimi. Now, she was
Mimi.
perfect at everything that he was looking for in a future wife. But she saw Travis as more of just a friend and not really someone that
Travis looking very green in that photo.
she was interested in dating. Travis, though, he was interested. He was interested. Lo and behold, Jodi starts reaching out to Travis
gosh,
again,
here we
calling
go.
him on his phone, leaving voicemails, talking to him whenever she got the chance. Jodi would call Travis and have phone sex with him.
Okay.
Little did he know that she was recording the conversations between the two.
Blackmail.
Some people believed that she was doing this for blackmail, but who really knows why she was recording it? Something happened between Jodi and Travis,
Okay, looks like she's choking him in that photo. That's scary.
and the two got into a very big fight. They were going back and forth via email. In the emails, it was
Email
never
fight.
revealed what the fight was about.
Email fight, you hit send like this.
But Travis was very upset and very hurt, telling Jodi she was a liar, everything was a lie, and to leave him alone and never speak to him again. Like, it was passionate
I'm taking you off my top 8.
hate. He was upset. Again, it does not say what exactly happens in the email, and nobody really knows what that fight was about or what caused, the last straw. But Travis was for sure putting his foot down. I had mentioned in the beginning that Travis had a blog. Now, he had posts on there that were pretty targeted at Jodi. It's eerie and it's just sad, but his last entry was on May 18th. It's still
Oh, that's the gold digger one.
up, and it was titled Why I Want to Marry a Gold Digger. In this blog post, it's just about him adjusting his priorities in life and how he would only be dating to marry from now on. He described dating like a job interview and said it's like, quote, desperately trying to find out if my date has an axe murderer penned up inside of her.
Oh boy, oh god.
Yeah. That was his last entry. May 28th, 2008, a burglary took place at Jodi's grandparents' home where Jodi lived. So Jodi's grandparents had left her there, and after Jodi left, the burglary took place, and these damn burglars, they only took one thing, her grandfather's gun.
Shocking. A very targeted burglary.
Handgun stolen. So Jodi told her grandparents, like, oh my God, someone broke in, stole your gun, but nothing else. Like, it just wasn't making sense.
They left all of your cash.
But it happened. It's random, but it'll make sense later. On June 2nd, Jodi made plans to drive up to Utah to visit her new love interest, Ryan.
Oh God, please. I hope I'm okay.
So before going to her trip to see Ryan, she first went to a budget rent-a-car in Redding, California. So Jodi is going there because she wants to rent a car. But mind you, this place was more than
What's she putting on now? Is that like a little bit of glitter?
an hour
Is that just some face glitter? Some flitter?
away from her.
Ooh, also, we're halfway through the video. You guys know I love to do my halfway point. All the Bailey fans out there who wanted more of these, you're going to get a lot more reactions to Bailey videos. I really enjoy the way that she does these. She gets right to it, and I like that. Thumbs up this video if you're still here. Most of you already thumbs up right when the video comes out or right when you click it. Thank you for that once again. I know that you don't have to do that, but you choose to. I'm also at the point where I don't even have to tell you to comment because y'all always figure out some things to say. Thank you. Like I've said, I read every comment like the morning newspaper in the morning. Not like this, but I scroll and I look and I learn and I laugh and I cry and I learn a lot. I haven't really cried. I cried to like 2 comments once. I teared up. Some people said some sad things, and I was happy they shared it. It was just sad. Then subscribe to the channel. This is me asking you nicely, if you're not subscribed, to check and see if you're subscribed. If not, click that subscribe button so we can have you back here. I'm up to posting 4 times a week now. Why do I keep saying Monday? I did this the other video. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday now, which is the bonus, shorter form upload. 15 to 30 minute range videos. And then Sunday. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the post notifications. Turn it set to show all so YouTube doesn't hide me from your life, which they try to do. Stop doing that, YouTube. Thank you to everybody else.
Home.
Also, if you ever want to see me stream on Twitch, the link is in the description. Or just type in NOT, not Ryan Abe, on Twitch. I stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I watch reality TV shows, so come on through there if you'd like more of me and say, hey, I came from the YouTube channel, and you'll make me happy.
Premeditated suspicion. So she goes to rent a car, and they bring out a red car. And she tells them, no, I don't want a red car. She felt like it would attract attention, so they gave her a white one instead. And off Jodi went. Well, she was supposed to be driving to Utah. Her phone was turned off. She said it died, but then it was turned back on many hours later. Jodi was supposed to get to Utah on June 4th, but she didn't arrive until June 5th. Jodi called and emailed and texted Travis throughout her trip. She even left a voicemail on the night of the murder, rambling about making plans and how she was on her way to Utah and had accidentally driven 100 miles the wrong way.
How do you accidentally drive 100? That's 100 miles is like 2 hours of driving.
So when Jodi returned the rental car, the floor mats were missing, and she mentioned that there was a Kool-Aid stain in her car.
Oh, my Lord, Jodi.
And that got me thinking. I wonder how many times, like, people who work at rental car places, this is just a side note, how many times they see Kool-Aid stains.
More than you would like to think.
During this time, Travis was back in Mesa, Arizona, getting excited because he was going on another work trip, but this time to Cancun, Mexico. So Travis was working out, trying to get in shape because, he's going to be in a bathing suit and stuff.
Get that summer bod.
He also invited Mimi, the woman that he was interested in. He thought maybe he could take her on this trip to Cancun, just as friends. He could show her around, show her a different side of himself, and hopefully she would fall for him. That was the goal. But a day before his work trip on June 9th, nobody had heard from Travis.
Here we go. Also, as always, once I start something like this, like, oh, this is my first video with Jodi Arias, this will open up the can of worms. There will be more videos, as many as I can find that I can react to about Jodi and her case and whatever, interrogations and interviews and whatever, right? I'm trying to get to everything and intertwine them, and you might not see a video for like a month from a certain trial. All right, it's all good. We'll get back to it. I'm not going nowhere. I'm hiccuping. We're in this for the long run. So just stay with me.
He missed of like a very important work conference, and many found that very unlike him. He wouldn't miss an important call like that. Mimi was trying to get in touch with Travis because they were supposed to be leaving to Cancun the next day, and she hadn't heard a thing. So a couple of Travis's friends, they're getting worried. Mimi also is like, I haven't heard from him. So they decide to all go over to Travis's house, knock on the door. They don't get an answer. Nothing. They know the garage lock code, they go and they open up the garage and they get into the house. That's when Travis's roommate comes out. He was listening to like music pretty loud and just didn't hear them at the door. But he asked them, what's going on? Like, why are you guys here? And they're like, have you heard from Travis? And he's thinking, Travis already left for Cancun. He's been gone. And they say, no, he's not. Like, we're leaving tomorrow. We haven't heard from him. So they all go over to Travis's room. The door's closed and locked. The roommate gets a spare key and opens up Travis's door. So they open up the door and they get a huge whiff of something stinky.
Oh my gosh.
They look down on the ground and they see this huge, what seems to be a blood like stain on the carpet. So then they look around and they see that there is blood everywhere in Travis's room. Travis's roommate goes further into the room, and that's when he finds Travis naked and in the fetal position in the stand-up shower of his ensuite bathroom. So Mimi, she didn't want to go into the room. She saw the blood stain and that was enough for her. So she stepped outside and she calls the police immediately. So investigators, they go out to the crime scene, right? And they're asking all the friends, like, who do you think could have done something so awful? All of them were just quick to say, Jodi.
Yeah.
Jodi Arias. Look into her. Stalker ex-girlfriend. She did it. Inside Travis's room, investigators were looking for DNA, fingerprints, hair, anything that could get...
I mean, I would be shocked if she didn't leave some things. She doesn't seem like the most, the smartest criminal.
The bottom of this horrible crime. Now, based off of the crime scene, detectives knew that this was a personal attack. They saw that Travis, he must have really fought hard and fought back, and it was just an all-around gruesome scene with blood smears down the hallway, on the walls, bathroom covered. It was bad. So Travis...
Just wonder, I mean, it was the roommate home. I'm sure she'll get to this, but did the roommate not hear anything? How loud was that damn music?
He was stabbed a total of 27 times.
Stabbed?
27 times. His throat was cut. I feel like this is inappropriate while I'm doing my mascara. His throat was cut going from ear to ear, and he was also shot in the head.
Holy hell.
It was determined that Travis Alexander was murdered on June 4th, 2008. While Travis's friends all knew that it was Jodi, they didn't technically have proof yet. So they had to carry on and planned a funeral for Travis with all of his friends and family. And somehow Jodi got word where it was when it was taken
Tell me she shows up to the funeral.
place. And this ballsy ass woman went to the funeral.
That's insane. That's
She
insane.
went to the That's a special kind of fucked up.
That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Jodi, no. Someone needs to tell her no once in a while. So around this time, Jodi had called the station herself asking to speak with detectives about the case. Now she calls them, right? She's like, hey, I just want to talk about the case. And then they're like, okay, someone will get in touch with you. Click. So she was a little irritated because her call wasn't being returned. So she calls again. She's like, hello, yeah, I have some information that you might want. Finally, she gets through and she speaks to somebody. She tells this person, the detective, that she no longer lived there in Mesa, Arizona, and she moved to Northern California, but wanted to be of any assistance she could be. She told the detective the last time they spoke was on Tuesday. She ended up having a 41-minute conversation with the detective about everything.
Oh, I need to find that. Does that exist on the internet?
And also just nothing. One thing stood out to the detective was the fact that Jodi was telling him that Travis had been getting fit for his trip to Cancun. So there was just no way that someone like her could overpower him. And most likely it was two people who took him down. This is
I mean, a different story when you have a knife and a gun.
what she told the detective. So the detective's thinking, that's kind of like a weird comment to make,
Right.
but okay. So at the crime scene, there was a bloody handprint left on the wall. The blood was taken in it in hopes for like a DNA or a fingerprint match. Also, while searching around the crime scene, investigators came across a small like spot of blood on the washing machine. So they look at the washing machine like, okay, and they lift up the lid. There was bed sheets, but most of all, there was a camera. A black camera was left in the washing machine. It had gone through the wash cycle with bleach, but the camera was taken in hopes to like find some kind of information. The camera's memory card had been erased, and the person who deleted them took 5 steps to delete these pictures, just proving that no accidents were made. If you have to
I wonder, could it have been the person who knows a lot about photography?
take 5 steps, you know what you are doing. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what they're thinking. Anyways, on June 19th, the memory card from the camera was recovered, and the first picture that came up was a naked picture of Jodi at Travis's house.
In his bed. Oh, she's a literal psycho.
But get this. It had a timestamp on the photos. Yeah, Jodi, hey, babe, timestamp. Pay attention, timestamp. On the photos, it said June 4th, aka the night of the murder. Case solved. We got it. Hold on, because get this, because it gets worse.
Oh, tell me this is a Casey Anthony thing. I swear to God, if this video ends with Jodi being innocent or not going to jail or prison, I'm gonna lose it.
So they keep looking through the pictures. The next set of pictures were Travis naked in bed. Then, possibly to kind of get him in a vulnerable position, Jodi seemed to have gotten Travis in the shower and began taking more pictures of him. So a photo was taken at 5:30 p.m. Travis in the shower, water coming down, and he's looking directly into the camera like, ooh. And it's believed that this is the last photo of him alive, because the following pictures were photos of what seemed to be the murder.
Jesus.
Yeah. The camera kept snapping, catching Travis on the ground, blood coming from his head, with someone's leg in the picture. You see, what looked like happened, she took a picture of him in the shower, and then the next couple shots are like the camera falling, like it maybe got knocked out of her hand. It ends up on the ground, and it's just taking pictures. So you can't technically see Jodi like killing Travis, but the timestamps, like it's all lining up. It seemed that while Travis was in the shower, Jodi began her attack. He tried to get away when she cut his neck, dragged him back into the bathroom where she shot him in the head, and then put him in the shower and rinsed off his body. She then deleted the pictures, so she thought, and then took all the bedding and the camera and then put them in the washer. Now it's believed that Jodi just simply forgot to grab the camera and she didn't mean to wash it. Something that wasn't recovered from the camera was a sex tape that they had also made. I don't even know if it really exists or not, but like Jodi had asked the investigators later on, trying to like gauge how much they knew when forming.
She probably wanted it. She probably, can you give me a copy of that? Also, the red lipstick always does something for me.
She's like, did you guys find the sex tape? And then when they said no, she was like, okay, they didn't find the camera. Police go out to Jodi's grandparents' house where she's living. So when they go out there, it's July 15th, and they're there to make an arrest. The police connected the dots that the gun used to shoot Travis was the same caliber of Jodi's grandfather's gun.
Oh my gosh, it was the burglar. The burglar did it, not Jodi. How ironic.
Gun that was stolen in that random burglary, remember? So while at home, they discover a rental car that Jodi had packed with clothes, 2 knives, a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. She had a bunch of condoms, and
my Lord.
And she was also sporting her newly dyed brown hair.
So it seems like, she wanted to be the last person that Travis was ever with, like some crazy controlling psychopath that was like, oh, you think you're about to fall in love with this Mimi girl or whatever, you're about to go on this trip. She probably was like, he's going to go on this trip and fall in love. Nope. You're going to be with me, and then that's the last person you're ever going to be with. That is like that's the final boss of controlling.
No one knows where she planned on going exactly.
It's sad. It reminds me of Christina Grimmie, may she rest in peace, where she was at a meet and greet. Some of you probably know about this. She was a YouTuber, and she was on The Voice, and she lived not too far from when I grew up in Jersey. And one of her crazed super fans didn't like the fact that she had a boyfriend and like didn't want to be with him. So at the meet and greet, he shot her and ended her life, and then ended his life as in like a, hey, now we can be together forever type thing. Just like crazy, crazy sadistic stuff.
With all this stuff, I would put money on the new boyfriend's place. So they bring her in for interrogation, and when bringing her in, she's handcuffed, and Jodi was all smiles, and they asked if she had anything
very similar to Casey
to do with it, and she kept denying. Eventually, though, the detective busts out those photos that were retrieved from the camera.
She probably was stunned.
He asks, is this you? And Jodi looks at this photo of herself.
Is she going to say my hair color is different? That can't be me.
And says, well, it looks like me. It's clearly a photo of her. She's butt-ass naked. He's showing her this picture. She's, it looks like me. Jodi said that she did indeed go to Utah. And when they checked with Ryan, the guy that she was supposed to meet, he said that she did come, but she didn't arrive until June 5th, a day later than they had originally planned. He mentioned nothing was out of the ordinary. Jodi was all happy and seemed like she didn't just murder someone, She's just excited to be there. Could you imagine a date comes over and you find out that they just literally murdered some... So when Jodi was being interrogated, she maintained her innocence, saying, quote, if I killed Travis, I would beg for the death penalty. I don't know like why she felt that was helping
What?
her cause, but she said that, okay?
Oh, I hope they gave it to her.
Detective tells Jodi that they found a bloody handprint on the wall. The handprint wasn't Jodi's, but after testing the DNA, it came back as Travis and Jodi's blood. So her
Shocking.
blood was mixed in with Travis's
Although this happened with the OJ trial, and then that didn't end well.
blood. And then there was a handprint on the wall, which was Travis's handprint. So the detective is asking her, like, you know, how would this happen then? And Jodi's excuse was that her DNA was already there in the room. That's why. So finally, he
Your blood was already on the wall.
tells Jodi, look, it's game over. You are the one in the photos, and your DNA is in the bedroom. All signs point.
Not just that, they found the exact gun and the knives. Hello, like this doesn't take a rocket scientist, a child, I think a literal toddler would say, yeah, she did it.
To you. Jodi's first question or response to that was to ask if she could clean up before she was booked. She wanted to put on some makeup before taking her booking photo. While waiting in the interrogation room, some of you may remember this. That's when Jodi was doing handstands. She's alone. She's doing handstands in the room. She's singing.
I gotta watch this. I'm sure this is like 12 hours. I'll probably find like a best of. I gotta watch this.
Singing songs and talking to herself. It's
Why did she just do a handstand?
very unusual for someone being booked for murder. But Jodi said that, you know, she was in the room for hours upon hours. She was bored. She's innocent. She didn't kill anyone. So why can't she do handstands and sing songs? She's like, you guys are being so mean to me. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been in a meeting somewhere serious and thinking to myself, God, I wish I could do a handstand right now. She's just strange, this one. Jodi ends up getting booked. They don't allow her to put on makeup, thank God.
I'm sure that made her furious.
Because that would just be another thing that she gets, right? No makeup, takes her booking photo, sits in jail. The next day, she comes back and she has a brand new story. This time, Jodi wanted to tell the truth. She said that she was at Travis's house when two people, this is according to her,
Oh no.
she said two people dressed as ninjas in all
What? The Ninja Turtles came in? Raphael?
black and ski masks came busting into the door at night. She said that these people were trying to assassinate Travis. She wasn't sure why, but she knew that they were after Travis. Ninjas. Jodi said she was hit in the head and then passed out. When she
Oh, so she forgot everything. She got amnesia.
woke up, she saw them in ski masks and heard Travis yelling for her to go get help. The attackers had gone through Jodi's purse, so they knew who she was, her address, her parents' address.
I swear to God if this worked.
Etc. She
Please.
said she fought off one of the ninjas,
Good.
who was a
Strong.
woman, and was able to get away because they were really there to kill Travis and not her. Okay, so she gets away, she said. So the detective's asking, okay, well, why didn't you call 911 then? And she said, because my phone was dead.
Why didn't you tell us this yesterday?
She didn't want to call 911 in general because these ninjas or whoever these people were, they knew where she lived and where her family were, and she was afraid that they would kill her. So that was her news story. Okay. Ninjas. The public became obsessed. I mean, this was a story with lots of sex.
I feel like there's probably about 30 videos I can make about this trial, huh?
A good-looking couple. Murder, sorry. People were heavily interested in this. When her trial began, there were many people trying to get into the courtroom and many people just waiting outside until it was over. So when Jodi showed up for trial, she now had her natural hair. She was dressed in all frumpy clothes and she had glasses on. Many thought that this was a plan to come off as innocent, like she couldn't hurt a fly. And honestly, she looked like that. Like she looked like a little librarian. No offense, librarians. But you know, like the old school librarian with the glasses and like she had like the
Librarians are cool.
crunchy bangs. Remember? New librarians are cool. I don't
Me and Bailey are on the same page.
want librarians upset with me. I love the library. Many believe that that was all fake. Jodi said it's not fake. She didn't have access to hair dye anymore. Her eyes went to shit once she got locked up, and she couldn't help it that she looked
My eyes went to shit.
like that. It's so frustrating because if you watch interviews with her, you want to believe her. And I don't know what that is. It's creepy because you're like, oh, She has a point. I think it's the fact that she talks so like calm voice and very innocent like, and you just, I don't know. During the court trial, they put together the whole story, what they think happened based off of the evidence they found. This is what they think happened. When Jodi went to take her trip to Utah, she filled up 2 gas cans for her trip from California to Utah. Now, this was weird because there's plenty of gas stations everywhere. They were just trying to prove that this was premeditated. She didn't want to stop for gas. She didn't want to get caught on camera somewhere. Jodi then turned off her cell phone so she couldn't have been tracked. Once she got to Travis's house, not sure what happened once she got there, but at some point he let her in.
See, like, this all comes down to Travis just constantly letting her in, though. And I'm not saying he deserved anything. Obviously, it's insane. But, like, she just shows up unannounced again, and then he's like, hell yeah, come on in, let's do it. So she really was his kryptonite.
They took sexy naked photos, and then Travis gets in the shower where Jodi's taking more.
Like, he put himself in the most vulnerable place you could be, naked in a tub with the shower on.
Photos, perhaps convincing him that these are like sexy shower photos, art. Jodi asks for the final shot of him staring right into camera. Then they believe that she stabs him in the chest. He steps out of the shower, falling forwards towards the sink. They believe he was coughing based off of the blood splatter. It's believed that Jodi comes behind him, stabs him a bunch of times in the back. Travis, still alive and fighting for his life, tries to break away and heads down the hallway. And then towards the end of the hallway, he falls to the ground.
What I'm curious about, though, wasn't this days later when the roommate answers and says, oh, wait, did he not check the hallway at any point to see that there was blood all over it? Or, you know, I'm just curious about that.
And it's believed this is where Jodi cuts his neck, drags him back into the bathroom, and then she shoots him, places him back into the shower to rinse him off. Jodi cleans up. She puts the bedding and the camera in the washer and then leaves to go to Utah, turning her phone back on.
Maybe she cleaned the hallway?
Once she gets to the main highway and pretty far from from Travis's house. She then calls Travis's phone, texts, and emails him to make it seem like...
Wow, so she thought she was, like, good. Like, she thought she was like, oh, yeah, I have so many alibis.
Like they had plans.
So this was very premeditated.
To meet in the future and that she's out driving. So during trial, Jodi then takes the stand and once again changes her story.
Oh, boy.
This time, though.
No more ninjas. Michelangelo was innocent.
She does the worst of the worst. She puts the blame on Travis.
Oh my God.
On the stand, Jodi's crying, saying that Travis was controlling and abusive towards her. They asked, did you kill Travis? And she says, yes, but that she did it because she was protecting herself.
You know, it's so messed up because he's not there anymore. She took his life. He's not there to defend himself. I'm sure the friends were furious at hearing that.
Because Travis was Mormon and they were having sex, Jodi used this to prove that he wasn't a good person. Side note, I'm not saying that this is true. This is what was presented in court.
That's insane.
Okay, so she's saying like, you see, he was a good Mormon man, but I have all these emails, MySpace messages, and voicemails that prove he wasn't this
this is all the blackmail.
Religious man like everyone thought he was. Everyone thought he was this good Mormon guy, but behind the scenes, we were having sex. I have all of the voicemails because she recorded a lot of them. Just trying to show like, see, nobody knew who he really was. Therefore, nobody knew that he was abusing me. There was one phone conversation she had saved where Travis told Jodi that he wanted to tie her up to a tree. And then they used this in court in hopes to prove that he was indeed...
Please tell me this didn't work, please.
Like the crazy, aggressive...
I've been so scared about this the entire video.
One. Mind you, on this phone conversation, they were having like phone sex. And he's like, I want to tie you to a tree, which is like, okay, you know, I'm not here to judge. Have your tree.
Hey, Mother Nature.
Fun. Yeah, they tried to flip it, which is just, it's sickening. She said that the day of the murder, she walked into the room. Wait, let me just tell you, this is upsetting. She walked into the room the day of the murder and caught Travis pleasuring himself. And while he was pleasuring himself, he was looking at a photo. Then she said she looked closer at the photo, and she realized that it was a photo of a little boy.
Now she's making him a pedo.
She said that Travis got into the shower and she was taking photos of him. Then Travis got super mad at her, dropped the camera, which led to those accidental photos of the murder. He then tried to attack her, but was able to grab a knife, stab him in the back. And then while he was down, she ran to the closet because that's where he kept his spare gun. Not spare gun, his gun. So she knew it was there. She goes and she grabs it. Jodi said that she blacked out. Okay.
It's almost like Jodi is like writing a fictionary novel. She's just making up like a story, a literal book.
She blacked out. She blacked out. She doesn't remember shooting him, dragging him, cutting his neck. No, she doesn't remember any of that. The next thing that she remembered was driving through the desert. So Jodi's new defense was that Travis was beating her and that he was a pedophile. Like the lowest of low.
I'm telling you, what is with these Jodis claiming guys are pedos?
So upsetting. It's so
so like that's so sad though, trying to legitimately destroy his entire character. Same thing with Casey Anthony and Casey's dad, right? Who she tried to put SA claims on when this man had nothing to do with nothing.
Stories like this.
Because he was the only one that wasn't happy with her ending the life of her own daughter and his granddaughter.
That discredit a lot of women who are being abused.
Right.
I just want to punch her in the face.
There
That
you
was her
go.
defense. He's a pedophile now. Changing her stories just like last week. Casey Anthony flip-flopping everywhere. So during sentencing, Jodi was found guilty.
Thank you.
And the crowd inside and outside the court cheered.
Thank
Inside
you.
the court, it was like little mumbles, but outside the court, people were just thrilled.
Good.
So following is the day of sentencing. So Jodi shows up. This is another like, oh my, I can't believe she did this. During her sentencing, Jodi shows up with a t-shirt, white t-shirt, purple writing. It says survivor on it. Survivor on it. Okay, a total slap in the face to Travis's family, who's, mind you, like right behind her in the pews.
I can't believe they didn't try to leap over and attack her. I know that somebody was probably there, a bailiff, but my goodness.
Are those called pews? In the seats.
Pew, pew, pew.
She goes on, tells the judge that she had this shirt made to show everyone that she was a survivor of domestic abuse.
Oh, shut up.
She's holding it up. This is to prove that I am a survivor of domestic abuse and I will always remember to just stay strong. It's just so fucked up. I could not believe that.
You know, what you remember is some people really are just crazy, right? Some people are just legitimately crazy, and there's no diagnosis. They're just a little bit nuts, a lot of bit nuts.
I was like, what? I don't remember. What? Oh, my. I told you.
I need to see
she's
that too,
a
though.
special kind of fucked up. Anyway, so she's like, I'm a survivor. So the jurors, they couldn't come up with a sentencing for Jodi. It ends up leading to a mistrial.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm so nervous.
Yeah. So a whole second sentencing trial went
Please.
through. And it ended in 2015 with another jury deadlock.
What do you mean? Who's picking these juries? Who is picking these juries? The government or whatever needs to do a better job of picking competent people. This is a open and shut case, just like Casey Anthony. It would take me like 30 seconds. I'd be like, oh, yep, okay. That's obvious.
In the end, though, Jodi was convicted of first-degree murder on May 8th, 2013.
I just can't believe it took that long.
And was sentenced by the judge to life in prison without the possibility
Thank God.
of parole. Now, Jodi tried to appeal, and this wasn't even long ago. March 24th, 2020. Yeah, she's trying to appeal. I'm a survivor. But the court upheld Jodi's first-degree murder conviction and life prison sentence. And that, my friends, is the awful...
Oh my gosh, thank God she's in jail for life.
Full story about Jodi Arias. Now, it's so interesting. I've watched so many interviews with her and
I need to watch them.
stuff. She's still deny. Girl, get a grip. Get a grip. Jodi had moved around to a couple different prisons. I believe now they don't even want to say where she's at. I didn't really care to look, but I did see that she moved around a couple times. She had a bunch of fans. A lot of men were like, hey, let me get in on this.
It's so weird that all these people that kill and do crimes always have weird fan bases. Brian Koberger had them. I had people in my videos about Brian comment weird things. It's just so bizarre, scary.
Come on, you guys. What are you going after her for? There's lots of other women. You don't need her. Leave her alone. She needs to rot. She needs to think about what she did.
Yep.
Leave her alone.
She doesn't need any more ego boosting.
She needs to think about it. I think that she, just like Casey Anthony, I think she had been lying for so long that she actually believes her own lies.
Yep.
Rest in peace to Travis. He seemed to live such a rough, not a rough life, but he turned it around and was like he was a motivational speaker and trying to spread positivity. He just seemed like a good person. Fucking Jodi. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below.
My goodness. All of these stories are just so crazy. They're just insane. Jodi's insane. Rotten hell, Jodi. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Right before you click off, unless you want to watch something else, there'll be some things that pop up. Catch up on my channel. If you haven't watched some of the videos I posted recently, give them a shot. Check them out. Show them some love. Make sure you like the video. Leave a comment to help the algorithm as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then once again, if you want to check me out on Twitch, my link is in the description. Monday through Friday, I'll be on there at nighttime, 6 p.m. PST. I just watch some reality TV shows, so if you want to hang out, please do. That's it, though. Appreciate you being here on Triple R Ryan's Raw Reactions. I'll see you on Saturday for the bonus video. Peace.